My mission is to help change this world, one person at a time,
I agree with that.
creating a trickle effect. So if I help one and this really change and that energy changes, they're going to tell people and they're going to tell people, and that one can turn into 1 million overnight. And do you know that if I can help at least 1 million people, I've helped a very big portion of this world that we live in. And it starts to become like a good disease at that point. Now everybody wants love and life.
Welcome to Super Entrepreneurs Podcast. Today we have with us Randy G. Howell Jr. Randy is a life coach, mentor, a public speaker. He is the founder of the Haus of Howell and creator of the signature S.I.M.S approach, which helps individuals in their personal and professional lives via exclusive online coaching. And he has an amazing voice. Welcome.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. It's a pleasure. Thank you.
No, it's a pleasure is all mine. Thank you for taking the time to come on our show. Great to have you.
Oh, yeah. I'm looking forward to this. I love having conversations. It's so many different ways that it can be considered food for the soul. Just when you have people that are willing, you have to be willing to be open and honest in your communication. And it's amazing what a few words can do for someone's life. It's just amazing.
Yeah, it's so amazing. And also the words that come out of a human being, they're just vibrations, right? They're just a sound being developed through our body physically. And then the other person hears it through the mechanism of the ear. Electric currents going in the brain, painting a picture.
Yes.
It's such a beautiful process that a lot of people don't actually appreciate it, but it should be appreciated. It's such a simple little thing, but it's coming from somewhere. And when it comes out and is heard and to multiple years, and it makes an impact, it's just beautiful.
It's a beautiful.
Yeah. So tell us more about S.I.M.S approach.
Oh, man, it's a method that I created for my truth coaching. It actually started from me. People understand the trauma that is put into the lights, but the trauma that creates those moments of depression that nobody understands, they actually come from those moments within your story that may not seem important because they're not one of those big things like sexual abuse or physical abuse from an individual. There's a lot of mental ways that people can be traumatized from their past. And what I like to do is I like to help people get into their story, but not the story through the eyes of the people that are in the story, but through your eyes. Now, don't get me wrong. I know that parents are learning. I'm a parent, so I'm learning as I go. But that doesn't mean some of my things that I implement, my kids are going to be pleased with. And you can't be so selfish that you just say, you know what, I did the best I could and you just be all right with the way you turned out. No, you still need to ask your kids, are you okay? Is there something that I could have did better that may be able to make our relationship better now in today's time? See, I've learned, Shahid, that even though you think you know someone, you have to continue to get to re-know people because we all grow and develop. But within the midst of that development within your story, what if there's some small things like me, for instance? I have church hurt, but no one ever church hurt. Church. Yeah, I have church hurt. I grew up in it was a strict religion, and I had some very weird rules and regulations, basically, just to give it a narrow term. And I questioned a lot of that, but no one ever wanted to hear my questions because it is the way. It is the way. But in going deep into my story, I began to find who I was as an individual. And it began to mold who I must be as a man. Now, unfortunately, within that story, I will have to implement some change. See, that's the I in the S.I.M.S approach, the implementation. I am going to have to implement some things that may be different from what I was taught. I may have to implement some change that may hurt some feelings of those that were with me along the journey. But it's okay to be selfish enough to find your happiness. See, people need to understand that we worry about everything around us. We always forget about self. We always end up hurting self.
Self-awareness, right?
Self-awareness. You will walk into a room and you will protect those that you don't know because we hate to hurt feelings. We hate to feel that there may be some chatter about us behind. But who suffers? You. Because a lot of times, Shahid, the people that we're protecting, half the time they're not really worried about us. They have their own problems. But we have put this thing in our mind because of their title.
Yep.
Because of their title, whether it be a parent, matriarch figure, patriarch figure, a sibling, and we protect them because of that. But we forget that we must also protect ourselves because while that's part of my movie, I'm in a movie also where my wife and my kids and my employees, they're also watching me. So you got to find a way to work this balancing act. That's how you manifest in change by during your implementation process, you're taking these components. I call it chess. It can't be checkers. Checkers is just too fast. You have to always be thinking 3, 4, 5 steps ahead. Just in case you accidentally make the wrong move, you already have thought about how I can correct it. And once you manifest that change and you get yourself in a position where you can't be beat, that's when you start showing the world and telling the world through your actions that you are now a better person and that your light will shine and it will spread like wildfire. And people will begin to ask you, what is, you know what? See, this is the beauty of it. This is what makes me excited. When people walk up to you and they say, something different about you. What do you mean?
Oh, I can relate to that.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Nothing
That
like
light is shining. That's when you have made a change, a real change. When you don't have to tell people physically and they see it and they
the
feel
energy speaks for itself.
the energy, you hit the nail on the head. And that is my goal with every person that I walk through the S.I.M.S approach. I want it to be an energy-filled room. No need for words. People will see it.
Yeah, that's great. So S.I.M.S implementation, what is the M again?
Manifestation,
And the S?
show and tell.
Show and tell. Nice. How did this come to you? Is it through your own experience, right?
It is through my own experience. So one
Can you
thing
share
about,
it?
oh, sure, no worries. I have no problem. I'll give you a nice abridged version. So I've been a married man now for 22 years in June. And
Great.
this is when I realized the importance of S.I.M.S. I was an egotistical man.
Oh, me too. I can relate with you.
So I wanted to be the problem solver because in my childhood, I was never really heard. I was always told to be quiet and listen. So once I became an adult, my voice must be heard, my actions must be seen, and my results must be received. I have another person in my picture now. That's my wife. And I bring her those rewards and she'd be like, this is cool. But what happened to me during the process? Because not only am I your wife, I'm your partner. I deserve to be along the road with you because guess what? I may be able to help it go a little smoother. Now, I didn't realize that because I've been doing everything. I've been a survivor my whole life. And one thing about survivor mentality, you don't realize there's help right next to you. So from that part of my story, I had to implement in trust, something that no one had ever given me. See, how can you reciprocate something if it's never really been given to you? But through her caring and her nurturing and her willingness to stay with the person that was exiling her from the process, I owed her that. I tell you, Shahid, it was November of 2019. I had the scariest conversation of my life. I had to go through my story, and I had to go through the part that was affecting my marriage. And I knew what the results were. They were going to be, I was going to have her, I was going to lose her. I was at that point. 19 years in. Yeah, it was there. It was there. When I told her, she looked at me and she said, "I'm proud of you." I said, "Excuse me?"
Yeah.
She said, "I'm proud of you." She said, "You're doing what I need you to do. And with this happening, moving forward is nothing." Do you know, Shahid, we have no more arguments? None. So what I manifested was the peace I was looking for and the growth I was looking for within my marriage. After 20 years, change still can happen and life can still be blissful. And I show the world and I tell the world through our happiness and growth. I don't have to talk about it. When you see us, you know what people say now? That's real. See, it used to seem like a facade. But when that energy is speaking and when that bond is real, you get just that from the onlookers. That's real.
And that's wonderful. Can you share with us any tips on the self-awareness part, how you found the transformation for yourself and your relationships? What could you advise anybody listening to this right now, what they could do immediately to start becoming more self-aware?
I'll tell people this all the time. Realize the first thing that you see every morning. I know for me, everyone has to use the restroom when they wake up in the morning. It's just a given.
Yeah.
So what the first thing that you walk by is a mirror. So once you finish, you see that mirror again. Stop ignoring the man or woman in the mirror. Look at that person, and the first thing you should tell yourself every day, I am worthy of greatness. This is my time.
Affirmation.
I deserve this. Get rid of the doubt before you start your day and watch how the positivity will start to attract to you. Not enough people give themselves the credit they deserve because of something that is haunting them. Stop letting it haunt you. Let yourself know first. I am worthy. I am amazing. I'm great. Today is my day. What happened yesterday shall not happen today because I will conquer. And if I don't conquer, I will continue to fight, but I will not give up because today and now is my time.
Yeah.
That's what you have to do. It starts with that every day.
Yeah, Randy, self-talk, positive
Yes.
self-talk has a very strong impact on the individual. It might seem silly in the beginning when you
Yes.
do it, but like you said, you just do it. You just take those baby steps. Sometimes when I initially started, I would close the door, put the water on, put the fan on. I would do everything it would take so nobody would hear. And then I was like, "Yes, you are the man. Yes." So I can't even hear myself. But now
Exactly.
it's, man, I'll do it anywhere. The
Yes.
confidence, just the confidence. Where do you get the confidence? The confidence comes from knowledge. Where do you
Yes.
get the knowledge? You have to get the knowledge about yourself first before you
Yes.
can help anything else and
Yes.
anybody else or any other situation. You have to start within,
Yes.
begin from there,
Yes.
create that confidence, and then it will start seeping into all areas of your life.
Yes, sir. That is me. You hit the nail on the head.
Yeah, no, it's great. I love having conversations with people like yourself and the work that you're doing, because the impact that you guys are making out there, it might not seem to some that is important, but because I lived it and I went through it, and I
Yes.
just feel every single human being needs to work on themselves
Yes.
and they need to work on their inner world, because they keep looking for the answers out here. They keep trying to do more. They're trying to push growth. They're trying to
Yes.
find happiness. A lot of entrepreneurs that get into the senior age, they have created a lot of wealth. They have a lot of properties, a lot of money. They say, what is it? I'm still not happy. That happiness is not there, because they just missed that part about creating that within first.
Yes.
Because if you're going after something to make you happy and you don't find that initially first, you're just going after something that might seem repetitive and never ending. But if you once you create that today within, then whatever you're going after, you'll find happiness regardless.
Yes.
You find that center, right? That neutral
Yes.
place.
People, entrepreneurs, I like to tell entrepreneurs, what you're doing is not the first time. It's not. You're doing something again. Ask yourself, everybody works for money. Everybody. That is everybody's end goal. So let's not ask this. Don't tell me you want to be rich. Don't tell me you want to be financially stable. What are you doing it for? People say, Coach, why are you coaching? Of course, I want to be, I better do this full time. So Shahid, I have to pay bills. That's not the reason. You know my reason? My reason is my mission. And my mission is to help change this world one person at a time.
Yes. I agree
Creating
with that.
creating a trickle effect. So if I help one and this really change and that energy changes, they're going to tell people and they're going to tell people. And that one can turn into 1 million overnight. And do you know that if I can help at least 1 million people, I've helped a very big portion of this world that we live in. And it starts to become like a good disease at that point. Now everybody wants love and light. Everybody wants love and light. Now, can you imagine when Randy finishes his mission? I feel like I'm gonna be here about another 100 years or so.
It feels like it.
So when Randy finishes his mission, the world will say, "Job done, sir. You did what you came to do. You used your works and your acts to help this world be a better place through example and by not beating people over the head with your ideologies. You just showed them that it works."
No, said. So can you share with us what you feel your innermost superpower is that got you to this point in life?
Man, my light is the ability to understand anyone that stands in front of me. People don't understand the importance of not judging. I walk into every person's spiritual space with no bias, no matter what your past was, no matter what you did today.
No judgment.
None. That is how you
Can't
get
have
into people's souls, by allowing them to be who they are at that moment. Because that's
Judgment is evil.
Oh God, it's evil. I can't. How can I help you? How can I help you if I'm already judging you? I can't.
If you have that label and you have that screen in front of you already, that person is just like, how are you going to help that person? Because you already created that person in your mind.
Exactly.
So it's impossible if you do it with judgment, impossible.
Yeah, everybody's a blank canvas for me. Everybody's a blank canvas. Allow people to be comfortable with who they are. And it doesn't matter how you talk. It doesn't matter what kind of words come out of your mouth. I have no judgment. Let's go, because my ultimate goal is when you walk past me, you don't have to say anything. I already know your life is good. Your life is good. And that is a job well done for me.
What does your morning routine look like?
Oh man. First thing I have to do, I have to look at let me rewind. My first thing is I see myself. And I let myself know that I am the one that is going to be great today. Then I look and see my beautiful wife, and I walk and I see my beautiful kids. And once I see that, there's nothing in this world that can slow me down. Nothing. Because that right there is the greatest gift of all. To have people that love you unconditionally and they only want to see the best for you. How can I not fight for that? How can I not try to change this? I want people to have what I have, because what I have is bliss. What I have is amazing. It's amazing.
I know.
Everybody needs to feel the amazing light that I feel. Hey, man. Everybody.
Yeah, Randy, you said it, because once you have something, you just want everyone to have it. When it's good. When it's good. As soon as you find like heaven on earth, you just, oh man, I want everyone, especially your loved ones around you and your family and your cousins and your distant people. And then it starts going out to the world. Like for a good year, this podcast, for example, I've been doing it regularly. There was no source like from it. But I just fell in love with trying to bring that message out to people as much as possible with interviewing guys like you, right? So you bring that value because you just have that so much the happiness within that you just want to share it. You want to give it. So that there's no price tag on that.
No, there is no price tag on that one. Nothing.
No, there's no price tag. You know what, man? Randy, has been amazing talking to you, mother. Like it's like you got to keep in touch. If I could help in any way.
Oh, for sure. And I tell you what, brother Shahid, I would love to. My first book has been released, and I would love to honor you with a signed copy.
Oh, I love that. Of
I would
course.
love.
I'll send you my address.
Please do, because I would love to send you a signed copy of that, my man.
Where can people pick it up?
They can pick it up at Amazon. The name of the book is Truth of the Matter Is, but you also can get a copy of that book at truthcoachrandy.com or
Very good.
at the Haus of Howell.com. And that house is spelled Haus.
Great. Great. That is amazing. Appreciate that very much, Randy. You're a good man. I hope to see you continue to grow, continue to impact lives. I'm hoping that whatever we did here can help you get your message out to as many people as possible and help them see the light.